Yeah, now we're gonna react to this bitch. We gotta understand the beef.
Yeah, facts. Hey guys, welcome back to Seek. Listen, we here today to understand the beef between Gxng and the 51st. You guys been recommending it, so yeah, we're here to educate ourselves, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Understand the beef. What's going on?
Yeah, straight up, man. Hey, let's get into it, man.
Two men have been stabbed to death in two separate attacks in
Shit.
North London.
Alright, so I'm just gonna guess this shit's gonna just be really.
It's just gonna be
hella chefings and shit.
yeah.
It's just gonna be their beef. It's gonna be their beef.
Facts, bro. It's gonna be beef.
Lower income estates of the borough. You start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of millionaires literally by one street. And how these estates have created a deadly gang war which has taken over the borough in recent years. But before I get
the
into
knife
video,
crime in
be
the
sure
UK
to
is
like
actually
and
really
subscribe
bad. Like,
and turn
if you
on-
search up like knife,
Yeah, like
bro,
it's happening like
it's
daily.
legit, there's legit like at least like 5 stabbings a day.
Yeah,
It's
bro,
fried.
that shit's fucking
Post
messed up, bro.
notifications. Let's get into the video. So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very, very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years the war in the area has been going brazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016 when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from the few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater gang from the Peckwater estate, the QC gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Cumber, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market. They linked up
actually
together
states
and
everywhere.
called themselves 51st, due to their postcodes being in NW1 and NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gang, where some people may know from their songs, and they're from the Aga Grove estate in Camden. And Active Gang are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called themselves 71st. And just like that, the war was now on between 51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So Camden's such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And this beef was on go from early. In 2017, 2 members of the AG gang, which represents 71st, executed a triple shooting on 3 51st members. 2 of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the 2 members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the 2 realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them.
That's
the police ended up
fucking
detaining
fried.
them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all 3 members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all 3 were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Aga Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to...
Brother, what? They just shot him in the head?
On February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were people from all over London.
Dumb girl.
But a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people being the boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys.
He came with a gun and a knife, and he got chased.
For Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down
by
20 young boys.
Yeah, bro.
And when the boys
That's
him,
mad.
they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced and convicted. So 51st were mad about the
shanked him 13 times.
16-year-old kids, bro.
They shanked him 13 times.
They're younger than us.
And they killed him.
I remember Dotty
older
was
than us
stabbed
now.
to death. So they were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW and travelled all the way from Camden, northwest London, to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London, because that's where the people who killed Dotty were from. But they ended up finding no one from both areas. But they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members, and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole another 2 hours looking for more 71st members, and found a 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members. All within 2 hours of their first murder they committed that night, and 6 members were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called
they all got
Chris,
life.
and the older brother of the second boy who died that night called Mitch bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flip stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole
It's just so
situation
gruesome.
and ran down Phillips and arrested him. And now Phillips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went under some serious investigation by police, and members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges. And the beef started to die down a bit. Quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time, and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, a 51st member called Gxng was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him, and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body, leaving him literally
stabbed him in
paralyzed
the
and not being
head.
able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st
Left him
members.
paralyzed.
They wanted someone dead for their friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected member of 51st called C. Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when 4 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C. Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C. Miz, and C. Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C. Miz was actually a refugee from Congo after him and his family fled the war from
They
over
just
there.
dissed him
And members repeatedly
after
in their
they killed him.
songs say that they get their weed from Congo and not Cali, pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on C. Miz. But on the other hand, 71st members kept saying that they're warring with Jalirs, which is basically the Somalian word for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turned into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so many reasons. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the estates of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Seat, when they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 PM. But 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbours' doors to let him in so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through his chest while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And Culprit, he was just any normal
They
kid from
pushed him
London.
to his
He was
back.
talented at football and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football, and unfortunately became a victim of the streets.
Crazy.
51st were now looking for revenge on their
That
recent
shit's
L's.
crazy.
And there were many stabbings across the month. And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings in 5 days in Camden. One of these being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London. But unfortunately, he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken
Innocent
for a
guy,
51st
bro.
member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation. And 4 days later, a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the
Fucking hell,
busiest
bro.
areas in London, Camden Tube Station. People didn't even know all this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is. In one of his lines, he says,
Same place we used to play runouts, the same place his chest got dug out.
Ah.
Same place I was telling you play out, the same place I'm telling you come out.
which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one
Yeah,
time.
man.
All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video, and
That's
peace out.
crazy.
Damn, bro.
Bro.
Suspect's fucking on badness.
The whole
though.
video was just stabbings after stabbings after
Yeah, that
stabbings.
shit's wild, bro. Straight up. Suspect's probably like one of the OGs.
Like he's like, yeah, he's probably like the top dog, bro.
Maybe he's an OG.
But he's in jail now, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro.
That makes sense, bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. Man's exposed himself.
Some wild
Basically,
shit,
bro.
guys.
We just watched the video about murders.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking gruesome, bro.
2 gangs, bro. Started off stolen watch.
Yeah, that's fucked, bro. All from a stolen watch.
Moms and like, bro, people just they're so young as well, bro.
Yeah, that's far as fuck.
They're
bro.
so fucking young.
Yeah, stopping shit like
Bro,
16
that
year
shit's
olds.
crazy. Wait, when we're listening to the Jules songs, this is like what's the behind the scenes, bro.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, nah, bro. That shit's crazy, bro. Why the fuck you guys make us react to that?
That shit's
You guys are evil, bro.
That's gruesome shit, bro.
Straight up, man. Look, man. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment down below songs to react to. I know this wasn't a song, but you get me. And we'll see you in the next video, bro.
Peace out.
Laters.